Hey guys, it's Logan here with Hydra572, bringing you a long overdue review of the Spyderco Triangle Sharpmaker. This won't be an overview or a tutorial really, there's many great tutorials available already, and they send you a tutorial DVD when you buy the thing. However, if you don't want to buy it just yet and you are wondering how it works, go ahead and check out Exacto's tutorial, it's pretty extensive. So, I'll really quick show you what comes inside. You have your white stones and your brown stones. Brown stones higher grit than the white stones, and you have your brass guard sticks. You have your two sides, 40 degrees for edge and 30 degrees for your back bevel, and there is basically how everything fits together. I realize that's sort of weird looking at it through the camera. That's how you'll be seeing it. Now this is my favorite sharpening system for honing a blade. Something about the finish that comes off these white stones, I just love it. I've experimented around with the cardboard strop, I've used a couple of real strops, and I have strops that I use with my Wicked Edge, and when I want to finish a blade, I still come back to these stones. The edge that comes off these things when properly used cuts paper really well, it shaves really well, and it utility cuts really well. I am just a big fan of it. However, the system as a whole, not so great for reprofiling. If you really abused an edge, took the bevel completely off and wore it down a whole lot, this isn't the best system. It's just really tedious with these brown stones, and Chad's got a pair of the higher grit diamond stones, and even with those, it is really tedious trying to remove a whole lot of material with this system. And it's hard to be consistent when you're just trying to be that repetitive, doing hundreds or thousands of swipes across your media. It's difficult to hold a consistent angle. Now, for an edge on a knife that is less than 40 degrees, this system does great because it will start machining at the edge and move up toward the bevel. So that's basically most production knives come in either at 40 degrees or below 40 degrees, and the Spyderco Sharpmaker will do great with those. You just establish a little bit of a bevel with the brown stones on the 40 degree edge setting, go right into your white stones, and you will have a hair popping edge pretty quick. Now, edges that are ground at a higher degree than 40, that is, I don't know, I've received a couple. I don't have any of them memorized, but they do exist. Those are more of a pain in the ass because using this system, you will start to machine those from the bevel and you will have to go all the way to the edge. And that can be pretty tedious. Like I said, if you have to remove a lot of material, not your best option. Also important to note that with each stone you have two grit options. That is, you can set them like that so that the points of the triangular stones are facing toward the blade, which you'll be swiping like this, or you can flip them a couple of degrees and have the flat side being a lower grit, a higher polish than the point sides. So you start with the points on the brown stones, then go to the brown flats, then white points, then white flats. However, on a recurved knife or just a really swept knife like a hawkbill, you'll want to just go from the points on the brown stones to the points on the white stones. Trying to use the flat side gives you these weird dull spots, and it's just really difficult. Because as you can imagine, something that's either curving sharply like you do at a recurve, or something that's curving the whole portion of the blade, you're going to have 2 points of contact. You're not going to be engaging the whole stone, and it just mucks everything up. So the system works great for recurve knives. I hone my recurve knives on it. Just use the points. Much easier. Now, this system, as far as sharpening serrations, well, I'm sure that there are people out there that can do a great job of it. I'm just not one of them. I've dulled basically every serration that I've ever swept across the thing. I haven't tried it a whole lot, haven't put too much effort into it, but right off the bat, I could tell I didn't like it. I don't like sharpening serrations in the first place. Like I said, somebody can do it. That somebody ain't me. The system also has a number of other uses. You can slide your stone in here, and that gives you like a 12.5 degree angle that you can use to sharpen the scissors or something like that. I don't know. They talk about all different sorts of uses in that DVD, which I lost long ago. I've had the system for years. They talk about it. I've never needed to sharpen a pair of like home office scissors, so I never did. Now, a general warning for any sharpening system, not just the Sharpmaker, and I have used quite a few, is right when you get it, you're not going to be doing your best work. And that holds true for the Sharpmaker as well. I've said a lot of positive things about it, and I mean everything I said. It does do great work honing an edge. It is a very easy, simple system to use, but the first through the fourth, I'm going to say, depending on who you are, what blades you're trying to sharpen, of course, all that. The first through fourth times that you sharpen a blade, it's not going to turn out the way you wanted it to go. So bear that in mind when you get the thing. Practice on a blade that maybe you don't need to be hair-popping sharp right now. Try not to remove a whole lot of material the first couple of times that you practice. Just bear that in mind. It was the same way with my Wicked Edge, which cost a hell of a lot more. These things just take time to get a feel for. And once you get a feel for this thing, you will sharpen blades really quickly, and you'll do it really well. So it is a relatively easy system to learn. Like I said, maybe the fifth time that I put a knife through it, I started getting results that I liked. Easier with softer steels, much, much easier with an edge that's ground at 40 degrees or below. You don't want to start right off the bat with something like, I think my 0200 was ground at like 22.5 inclusive, which puts it at 45. So that is a pain in the ass because, like I said, you have to machine all the way from the bevel to the edge itself, and then you might want to get a Sharpie in, make sure you're going the whole way. It's a whole different experience, and you're getting into reprofiling, which is not the system strength. So overall, Spyderco Triangle Sharpmaker, a very easy to use system that I just put away incorrectly. Very reasonably priced at $45-ish through $50, depending on where you're buying. Sometimes they pop up a little bit cheaper than $45 on eBay. But yeah, overall, a great, easy-to-use system. And like I said, I love the way that this finishes blades. I really think of those diamond stones, these white ones, in the way that a whole lot of people think of their strops. That's the way that I go to finish an edge. I think of it more like steeling, that is readjusting the steel back toward the point, then I really think of it as sharpening, which I think of as more removing material. And I think the Spyderco Triangle Sharpmaker really excels at repairing a worn stock edge on a production knife. If you're the type of guy that's going to go out and thump on your blades, if you've got big old fixed blades and you're going out there and thumping on them, you might want something that's got more capacity to remove more material. Maybe start looking at a Lansky if you've got a little bit more to spend. Maybe look at a Wicked Edge. Maybe look at an Edge Pro Apex. Triangle Sharpmaker might not be the best way to go. Like I said, I think its strengths really are in doing a little bit of removal to prepare to put that edge grind on, and then really honing that edge grind in really well. It is a low material removal instrument. So that is my review. If you don't have one yet, go out and get one. You're going to love these things. I'm not going to say the easiest system to use, but one of the easier systems to use, get a feel for, and keep your blades very sharp, very safely cutting. Sharp blade is a safe blade, and there's more fun that way, you know. Anyways, that has been my review. Go ahead and buy the thing. Can't get any simpler than that. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more of the same.